Hi, this is Kevin Dunn from Strength Bias Training, and I want to just make a short introduction what people can expect from one of my seminars. So I run seminars all across the world. I'm lucky enough to have done over 200 of them now in 18 different countries. And the seminars themselves are suitable for both athletes and for coaches. They're focused on strength and how strength can be applied to the sport of functional fitness or CrossFit. I focus mostly on teaching the low bar squat because this is usually the best way for general populations to learn how to squat. It teaches a lot of things like posterior chain engagement, it strengthens hamstring, and it reduces risk on things like knee injuries. Also run through the deadlift. Again, it's something that we see a lot of functional fitness athletes struggling with. They tend to do the opposite of what I just mentioned. They tend to high bar squat and are very quadricep dominant, or at the very least hamstring weak. And I also teach the strict press or the standing overhead press, and as well as that, the power clean. The reason I teach the power clean is that I like to use that as a tool to make sure that increasing strength is maintaining a relationship with your ability to express that strength. And if you want to be an athlete and you want to perform, there's no point in just making you stronger if you're not able to express that strength in an athletic way. So what we're going to do in the seminars is that we run through basic setup positions in terms of where you should be individually for an athlete. Each person will be fixed to see what position is best for them. And then also in terms of coaches that come to attend, we're going to talk through why I put athletes in certain positions, how to see movement errors, things like longitudinal arch collapse on the foot, which then leads to, ankles rolling in and then knees rolling in, or going into what we call knee valgus position, which is especially prominent in female athletes because of this thing called the Q angle. After that, we talk about different errors and how we could fix them. Okay, things like Q angle, that's anatomical. You're not going to be able to fix it, but there may be things that you can do to mitigate it. After that, in terms of the seminar, we get on, everybody's going to actually lift so that myself and the coaches that have attended can have eyes on, and we can actually see what's going to happen as load increases or intensity increases or perhaps volume increases. We see what errors appear and then see how to actually fix those. Because being a coach is not just about teaching people how to do things. Anybody can do that, and anybody can learn how to do it real quick. Being a coach is about how to see things and how to correct them and bring an athlete into a position where they're going to have a long-term strategic pathway towards a goal. Apart from actually learning where you should be for your own lifts, we're also going to talk through the science of how this works. One thing I always like to say to people at the seminars is, this is not art, it's science, and there are rules. Okay? If you think that you can just squat up and down how your body feels, then that may not be the most optimal way for you to do things. Okay? We need to have a framework, and we need to establish points within that framework. Okay? Things like the way that gravity is going to be enacting on the bar, things like moment arm, which are going to be in play, extension, flexion, and things like that, and the amount of torque being created at the different joints. So we're going to talk through the science of how things work so that athletes and coaches alike can have a great understanding of why it is we're doing things, and not just that we should be doing them that way. After that, there's always going to be some sort of Q&A session that athletes can ask me questions. Typical questions I get would be, should I be wearing a belt? At what percentage would I add a belt? How do you feel about lifting straps? Should I be using a hook grip? Should I use a mixed grip? And all sorts of things like that. So if you guys are interested in learning any more about seminars, feel free to reach out to me. You can check out my Instagram, Strength Bias Training. I'm also on the interwebs. You can check me out at www.strengthbiastraining.com, or just look me up and send me a message on Facebook, either Strength Bias Training or just on my own personal page, Kevin Dunn. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.